Okay, so in the previous class we discussed TCP, where we considered things like how to establish a connection, how to terminate the connection, how data transfer is done. Okay, connection and termination we have seen like we will be using three-way handshake mechanism. Okay, and also in the future, like what are the things which TCP provides? We consider like TCP can provide error control and flow control, right? So to have flow control, it uses something called as a sliding window concept or sliding window protocol. So we will try to see what is that sliding window protocol. So you see here, like basically the window size, whatever the window size we are considering here, how TCP selects is, it considers the minimum of receiver window size and congestion window size. If you remember, while discussing TCP congestion control algorithm in lab, we had something called as congestion window size. Okay, so that congestion window size I am going to have, and this RWLD is receiver window size. That means what is the capacity we have for the network and what is the capacity we have for the receiver. Both the things you need to remember. Okay, so it's something like for example, with respect to capacity, maybe I can take a real-time example like I can have three faculty teaching at the same time for single class. That is the capacity we have. Okay, but the receiver, whatever the students we have in that particular class, they can listen only one class, right? So even though three persons are ready to take the class at the same time, receiver can listen only one. So how many subjects can be taught at single time? Only one, because that is the minimum, right? So when I consider number of faculty available and number of subjects students can listen, the minimum of these two things will be one. Similarly, for example, I have network capacity 1000 bytes. Okay, congestion window size I have 1000 bytes. That means 1000 bytes at a time I can send. But receiver window, it has just 100 bytes. If you send 1000 bytes, what it has to do with 900 bytes? It won't be able to capture those things. So overflow will happen. So I need to select minimum of these two things. So I will be sending only 100 bytes. Okay, that is maximum. I am not saying like every time you keep on sending 100 bytes, but that is the maximum which I can send. Similarly, if I have congestion window size is 100, receiver has a capacity to send like receive 1000 bytes. Okay, I won't be able to send 1000 bytes because my network cannot handle that. Okay, so in that case also we will be selecting this one. So it is all like we have to go with the minimum of what capacity we have for the receiver and okay, what capacity we have with the receiver and what capacity we have with the network. Minimum of that one we will have to select. So they will have something like a sliding window, and this window, like if you see here, this is n minus 1, like I can say like packet number 9, this is 10, this is 11, 12 and so on, like that it is going. So this sliding window, this side it will be closing, okay, and this side it will be opening. Okay, one side it will be closing, one side it is opening, because I have sent n minus 1 packets. Okay, next I'll be sending nth packet. If I get acknowledgement for that one, this one instead of being here, it goes to this particular point. Okay, being here, instead of being here, this goes to this particular position. If I receive acknowledgement for n, you will go to next position. Similarly, for example, I have sent m plus 1th packet also. In that case, it will go here. Suddenly what happened, like I am considering inside this particular sliding window, I have 10 bytes. Suddenly what happened, there was some problem with receiver window or congestion window, because of which this window size was decreased. In that case, what happens? This particular slide, it has to move towards left, or it has to shrink. We will be shrinking that particular sliding window. But is there any chance, like I got acknowledgement till this particular point, and I am opening a window and this window is coming at this position? It is not possible, because that is already past. Past things I cannot do anything. But whatever the upcoming things, I can accept them into the window. So that is the reason we are saying this direction it will be closing, like this side of the window it will be closing, and this side of the window it will be opening. And we also have a facility where window can also shrink. Okay, whether this concept is clear, like how sliding window operates? Yes. Yes, respond. 33, 44, LE4. What happened? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so that is how the sliding window operates. So a sliding window is used to make transmission more efficient, as well as to control the flow of data, so that destination doesn't overwhelmed with data. That means if I am using the sliding window protocol, destination will not be in a position where the data will be overflowed. Okay, so that is what we are going to achieve with this TCP sliding window protocol. So basically these are byte oriented. That means whatever we are considering here, this is n minus 1 byte, this is nth byte, this is n plus 1th byte. Like that, byte by byte we are going to send here. Okay. So for example, if I have receiver window of host A, okay, they are asking what is the value of receiver window for host A. If the receiver host B has a buffer size of 5000 bytes and 1000 bytes of received and processed data. Okay, so it's like host B has a buffer size of 5000 bytes. Okay, out of which 1000 bytes has been received and it was not processed. That means when I consider this particular buffer, it has a capacity of 5000, but till 1000 bytes there is unprocessed data. If I process the data, I will remove from this one. If I unprocess, that means if I am not processing, that will be there in that particular thing only. So what is the leftover space I have? Only 4000 bytes. That means if A wants to communicate, okay, with B, the receiver window size will be 4000 only. Okay, that is what we are saying. The value of receiver window size is 4000. Host B can receive only 4000 bytes of data before overflowing its buffer. Okay, whenever, like for example, whenever this 1000 bytes of data has been processed by host B, in such case it advertises like how much amount of data it can receive. Okay. Then what is the size of the window for host A if the value of receiver window size is 3000 bytes and the value of congestion window size is 3500 bytes? Okay, we are saying like RWND, receiver window size is 3000 and congestion window size is 3500. So basically we have to select minimum of these two things. Minimum is 3000. So we are going to consider the size of window for host A as 3000 bytes. Okay. So basically we are talking about, again let me clear all these things. We are talking about what is the size we have to consider here. This size is dependent on what is the buffer space available at the receiver and what is the capacity we have with network. Okay, these two things we are considering. So for example, out of this, if this space is already occupied, like occupied and unprocessed, like that particular data is not processed, in that case I am going to have that one filled and only this much bytes of buffer is empty and I can occupy only that particular thing. Okay. Then we have a figure over here where it shows like sliding window where the sender has sent up to 202. Okay, sender has sent up to 202. We are considering like congestion window is 20, but in real time if we consider the congestion window size will be in thousands of bytes. But for our understanding, we are just considering congestion window size of 20. The receiver has sent acknowledgement number of 200. Okay, while giving that acknowledgement, he said receiver window size is 9 bytes. Okay, we will try to write over here. Okay, at this point he has sent acknowledgement with number 200 and he sent receiver window size as 9. Okay, this is RWND and ACK number. Okay, that is what I have, and the congestion window size is 20. Congestion window size is 20. And what else we are giving here? The sender has sent till 202. Okay, so you have completed sending till transmitted. Till this part you have transmitted. Okay, that is the information we have. Then the size of the sender window is like minimum of RWND and CWND, that is 9 bytes, and the bytes 200 to 202 are sent. Okay, that is what we already given, but not acknowledged. And bytes 203 to 208 can be sent without worrying about acknowledgement, but bytes 209 and above cannot be sent. So we will see here. So we are saying like we got an acknowledgement with number 200. That means till this particular part I have received acknowledgement. Okay, till 199 I received acknowledgement, but I had already sent 200, 201 and 202. Till 202 I have sent. After that I have not transferred. So starting from this position, like 199 or after 199, what is the window size I can select? That depends on your receiver window and congestion window size. Receiver window size is 9, congestion window size is 20. The minimum of these two things, if I select, it will be 9. So starting from this one, I need to select 9 bytes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my particular window will be there till this particular position. What does this particular sliding window says is, if you have some data, you can send till 208. Okay, you have sent 202. That means this is the first byte, second byte, third byte. When I consider receiver buffer, it has 9 spaces. Okay, I had already sent 200, 201, 202. Okay, still I have 6 more places available. So I can send 203, I can send 204, I can send 205, 206, 207, 208. Till 208, without waiting for acknowledgement, I can send. But if I send 209, there will be overflow. Okay. So the entire thing what is being given here is an acknowledgement has been received with 200 and it says receiver window size is 9 and congestion window size is 20. So what is the size we need to select for this congestion sliding window is minimum of 9 and 20. That is 9. So I am selecting from here 9 bytes, out of which 3 bytes are already in the receiver buffer. Okay. 3 bytes are already there in the receiver buffer. So I have 6 more bytes which I can send without waiting for acknowledgement. So 203, 204, 205, 206, 207 and 208. These are the bytes I can send without waiting. Okay. Send, not acknowledged, can be sent immediately, but these are the things which cannot be sent until that particular window is updated or window is open. Okay. That's what we need to observe from this particular slide. Then we have some points about TCP sliding windows. The size of the window is lesser of receiver window and congestion window. That is what we consider, right? Minimum of RWND and CWND. That is what we consider the size of this particular sliding window. The source does not have to send a full Windows worth of data. Like if you observe in the previous case, okay. If you observe here, let me erase. Okay, so if you observe, we are sending only till 3, we have sent only 3 bytes, but I have the capacity to send 9 bytes. Okay, that means the sender can decide on whether I need to send complete 9 bytes of data or only 3 bytes of data. The window can be opened or closed by the receiver, but it cannot be shrunk. What does it mean is, the receiver, it can close this particular thing or it can open. But after you have updated, like I have 9 bytes of memory, without giving any acknowledgement, you cannot shrink this particular thing. Okay, I hope that is clear. So I have given an advertisement, like I can receive till 9 bytes, that is till 208. After that, I cannot say like I will be able to receive only till 205. Okay, that is what we are saying here. The window can be opened or closed by receiver, but it should not be shrunk. Okay, it cannot be decreased. Okay, later you can say, like for example, till 208 I have said. Okay, you have sent acknowledgement till 202, but then you are saying like receiver window size is 6. That means it cannot be opened, it cannot be closed, even you are not updating that one. So window size will be 6. That cannot be considered as shrinking. Shrinking means already you have updated till 208. From that I cannot come to 206. You can be there as long as possible. Okay, that's what you need to understand here. The destination can send an acknowledgement at any time as long as it does not result in a shrinking window. Okay, so like the destination can send acknowledgement like 202 with receiver window 6 or 201 with receiver window 7, but it cannot send 202 okay with receiver window 3. What happens if you say 202 with receiver window 3? So till 201, 1, 2, 3. So it says like till 204 itself I will be able to receive. But earlier it said like till 208 I will be able to receive. So like that, shrinking cannot be done. Without that, you can keep on updating about your receiver window size. Okay. The receiver can temporarily shut down the window. Like you won't update anything. You will just keep receiver window like 1 itself. Okay. However, can always send a segment 1 byte after the window is shut down. Like you can say like I do not have any buffer space available to receive the data. Like that, receiver can say and temporarily shut down the particular window. But even though you say like I do not have buffer space, sender can keep on sending 1 byte at a time. Okay, so these are some of the points which you should remember about TCP sliding window. Okay, so the size of the window is minimum of receiver window and congestion window, and then the source does not have to send full whatever the full block we have, full window size you don't have to send. Okay, receiver the window size can be opened or closed, but it cannot be reduced. That's what we are seeing. And destination can send acknowledgement anytime as long as it does not result in shrinking window. And the last thing is the receiver can temporarily shut down this particular window. And even though the receiver shut down this particular window, the sender can keep on sending 1 byte. Okay. So next thing is acknowledgement segments do not consume sequence number and are not acknowledged. Okay. If you are sending any acknowledgement, it won't consume any sequence number. And for an acknowledgement, you won't have any acknowledgement coming back. For example, if I consider a SYN message, For this, you are going to have some acknowledgement. Okay. For fin message, you are going to have acknowledgement. If you send data, you are going to have some acknowledgement. But the opposite, like if you send an acknowledgement, there is nothing like again acknowledgement for acknowledgement. Okay, that's what you need to remember. In modern implementations, a retransmission occurs if retransmission timer expires or 3 duplicate acknowledgement segments are arrived. Okay, this thing we have considered in lab also. We will see this thing. No retransmission timer is set for an acknowledgement. For example, you are sending data. Okay, you will start retransmission timer. Okay, you are sending SYN message. You will start this timer. You are sending fin message. You will start this timer. But if you are sending an acknowledgement, for this you won't start any retransmission timer. That means if an acknowledgement is lost, you don't care about it. Okay? You are not having any flexibility of retransmitting that particular acknowledgement. Okay? Data may arrive out of order. Whatever the data we are sending, since it is connectionless service, each and every packet may follow different paths. So whatever the data we are getting, they may be out of order and they may be temporarily stored by receiving TCP. But TCP, it guarantees like whatever the unordered packets we have, they are not delivered in out of order to the processor. Okay, for example, I have received like 4, 3, then 1, 4, 2. Okay. Anyway, here I will have 5, 7, something like that I got. So you are not delivering directly like this to the application process, but TCP will rearrange this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, like that it will rearrange, and these segments will be delivered to the application process. So now we shall see how normal operation takes place. You are sending some data with sequence number 1201. Okay, sequence number is 1201, and the data in that one is from 1201 to 1400. That means 200 bytes of data is there, and you are saying to the server like, I have received till 4000 bytes, and I am expecting 4001. So what it does? It is sending acknowledgement along with data. Okay, this is data plus acknowledgement. Similarly, the other side also it is sending data plus acknowledgement. Okay, you can see here it is saying like it is sending data from 4001 to 5000 bytes and saying like I received till 1400, because if I say 1401 number in acknowledgement, it says like till 1400 I have received data. Okay, it got received. So within 500 milliseconds, you should be sending an acknowledgement. Okay, so the condition is how to send acknowledgement is if you have some data, you can send data plus acknowledgement. Okay, if you have some data, you can send data plus acknowledgement. But if you do not have any data to be sent, you can wait for receiving another data. Okay, this is one unacknowledged segment which I have. Like in the buffer, I have one unacknowledged packet. Okay, I am waiting till 500 milliseconds. I did not receive anything. So immediately I will be sending an acknowledgement. Then the other person, he is sending some data. Okay. Then without waiting, he is sending another segment. If I have two unacknowledged segments, immediately I need to send acknowledgement. The overall condition is the condition over here is to send acknowledgement, I need to wait 500 milliseconds. That is the first condition we have. To send any acknowledgement, if you do not have data, you cannot send alone acknowledgement. But let us consider in this case where I do not have any data to be sent. In that case, after 500 milliseconds, I can send an acknowledgement. Okay, that is one case. Second point is even though the time is less than 500 milliseconds, okay, even though the time is less than 500 milliseconds, if I had received two segments, okay, and I have not acknowledged for these things, immediately I can send an acknowledgement. That means if I have two unacknowledged segments in the buffer, I should not wait for 500 milliseconds, but I should be sending an acknowledgement immediately. Okay, so that is the rule we have. Like you need to wait 500 milliseconds to send an acknowledgement, but if I have two unacknowledged segments available, there is an exception where before 500 milliseconds itself you can send an acknowledgement. Okay, those are the rules we have. Similarly, we also have some other rules, like we have last segment. I sent this particular segment, no problem, that was received. Again, I have sent something, okay, it is storing in buffer, like two unacknowledged segments we have, right? So immediately it is sending an acknowledgement. Okay, so that is according to rule 2. Then I have sent this one. I started retransmission timer. Okay, but this particular thing was lost in the middle. I don't know about that one. Sender doesn't know. So it is sending another segment. Okay, but what it is saying, I sent from 701 to 800. I am thinking like that has been received at the other side. I am sending 801 to 900. I am thinking like till that one the other person has received. But you see here, out of order packet I have received, there is an empty space over here. Okay, immediately what you are doing, you are acknowledging like I received 701, like I am expecting 701, but already previously you have sent that one, right? Okay, but like he did not receive, so it is saying like I am expecting 701. So this is the first time. This is the first time it is saying I am expecting 701. Okay, let me change the color over here. This is the first time it is saying, and this is the second time it is saying like I am expecting 701. But what happened? Like I was waiting, and suddenly timeout happened. Okay, and I did not get any acknowledgement till 800. Okay, so I am resending that particular thing or retransmitting that particular thing. Okay, then I got an acknowledgement. This is cumulative acknowledgement. So whenever you have a segment, out of order segment that has been received, then you can send cumulative acknowledgement. Okay, that's the third rule. One thing is, if you have two unacknowledged packets, you have to send an acknowledgement. Okay, if RTO expires, you will be retransmitting the packet. If I receive out of ordered packet, okay, then I need to send cumulative acknowledgement. Okay, this is another rule. The receiver TCP delivers only ordered data to the process. That's what we consider. It won't send a zigzag pattern. Okay. So when RTO expiration happened, we retransmitted. The other case we will see here. Okay. Before RTO expiration itself, we will do something. Okay. So let us consider I sent this one. This was sent properly. This was sent properly. But this particular thing got some problem in the middle. It was not sent. Okay. So you see here, like I am starting RTO over here, RTO timeout. Okay, till this point. I am starting it here, and let us consider this is the time at which RTO expires. So I have sent this one, I didn't get any acknowledgement. I have sent next one, next one, next one. Okay, but I am always getting the same thing, like I am expecting 301, 301, 301. So total how many times I got? 4. Out of these 4, one is original. This is original acknowledgement. These are duplicates because already I have sent it. So as soon as you receive 3 duplicate acknowledgements, immediately you are retransmitting that one, because there was some problem because of which the other packets are being received, like you can see here. Okay, other packets are being received, but there is a gap in the middle. Okay, to fill that one, I am immediately sending, and I got everything in order, and I am providing cumulative acknowledgement. This is called fast retransmission. So retransmission when RTO expires, retransmission when 3 duplicate acknowledgements appear. Okay, these are the two different cases. How TCP handles retransmission is dependent on whether you receive 3 duplicate acknowledgements or you have RTO timeout expired. Before RTO timeout expire itself, I got 3 duplicate acknowledgements. So I don't want to wait till RTO expires, and I am doing retransmission here. Okay. Okay. So we will stop at this.